What's up guys, Sans Gaming here, welcome back to another video. So I've got absolutely no video ideas whatsoever. I've said that so many times in previous videos that I've probably deleted. I can't keep track of I guess my uploads, but I'm going to at least try to keep my uploads consistent from this video on. If I can't, then don't be surprised because I'm a very unorganized person. It's not a very good thing to be unorganized as a YouTuber. So today in this video we're basically going to be going over my phases slash obsessions that I used to have. I had them around 4 years ago. I was obsessed with Undertale, Five Nights at Freddy's, and My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. Which I heavily regret even thinking about. What I'll be doing is I'll basically be giving my previous opinion of these three things: Undertale, Five Nights at Freddy's, and My Little Piece of Shit, and my current opinion, my personal opinion right now on those three things. So we'll start off with, we'll save the best till last, Undertale. So my opinion back then was it's a good game, it's fun, it challenges your mind a bit because it's got occasional puzzles. It also challenges your response time because you have to battle monsters, and sometimes if you're battling them, you have to press enter at a certain time to deal an efficient amount of damage. And the community is nice, and there's so much nice content within the community. And it's just an overall great game and community. My opinion of it now, however, is it's similar, but it's different. I have nothing against Undertale, but from playing it recently just to kind of revise on it, it's very boring. A majority of it you're just walking, and I don't like that. You're pretty much just doing arrow key, and then you stop, and then you're like, oh look, dialogue that I have to bloody read. Which honestly, I think the dialogue thing stretches out the whole, I guess, the length of the game, how long it takes to complete it. Which it contains a lot of unnecessary dialogue as well, which just, it does give you an insight into what the character is like, what they say about their personality, I guess. Like, I don't know, Sans plays doesn't he play like the saxophone? And then Papyrus like spaghetti and all that stuff. But then, I guess they're cute little additions, but then, there's a lot of things that aren't supposed to be in the dialogue. They just shouldn't be in the dialogue. It's boring, so I covered that it's boring. A lot of the game, you're just, it's also got quite a steep learning curve. It goes like this at the start, where it's gradual, you're getting the feel for the game because you've got that goat mum pretty much just following you around everywhere, and then it's like boom, boss battle. At least that was my personal experience, because I forgot what my first boss battle was. I think it was like Papyrus or something like that, and I was like, wait, what am I supposed to do here? Gave mercy or whatever it was. I didn't fight him. I guess dodging mechanics where it's like a little square and you've got like your heart and then the bones and stuff like that, or whatever. You've got to dodge those, and they're quite complicated at times for people who have just started playing the game. It's like a literal wall. Steep learning curve, boring, and the fandom. There's a minority, or there's a percentage of the community that's completely fine, innocent, fan art's cool. I guess they make kind of cool music. I guess cool little additions to the story that aren't canon. But then there's the weird side, the role-playing, which you do what you want. You can role-play if you really want, but I don't see the appeal to it. The inappropriate content, I'm not going to say the word, otherwise I'll probably never be able to get monetized. You know what I mean by inappropriate content. And where there comes something like Undertale, which has a huge age range. Like, you've got young people, then you've got older people, not old people necessarily. A majority, I'd say, are younger, so they don't know any better, and they kind of destroy the game essentially and the reputation of it just by having a really cringy community, developing that awful community which other people just frown upon. Although there is a minority, or there's a percentage of people who they just create cool content for it, which I respect. So overall, Undertale, I don't mind the game. I have nothing against it. I just think it's boring as a game. It's kind of repetitive, and the learning curve personally for me was quite steep. Unless I'm just stupid. I mean, TF2 learning curve, Jesus Christ, that's incredibly steep, as explained by, what's that dude again? He has the, I don't wanna be a no man anymore ending. So my second, I look like a clown, what the hell? The second obsession slash, I guess, phase. Five Nights at Freddy's. So my opinion back then was, wow, it's really cool, it's really scary. I think it's really underrated. I thought it was underrated at the time for some reason, because no one I knew actually knew about it or liked it, but I think that was just because they don't want to know about it. It's a really scary game. Wow, the mechanics are really cool. Wow, the third game is so different and unique. Wow, the music is really good by the Living Tombstone and all those other artists. My opinion now, however, is quite different. I honestly like the idea of Five Nights at Freddy's, just the whole animatronics are possessed, they're trying to kill the night guard. That's a pretty cool concept, you know, at a pizzeria and all that. It's cool, and there's a whole story to it, which is kind of cool, but then it comes to a point where the story just has to end. But then Scott Cawthon just went like, yeah, let's add more each game, you know? Which I think the story where it was just the night guard having to defend himself from the possessed animatronics, and I guess the reasoning as to why they're possessed is kind of cool, I guess, but then that should have just ended there, you know? There's a whole novel about about Five Nights at Freddy's at this point. It's called like Silver Eyes or something like that. Silver something. But then the community. The community is what kills every single game. Well, it doesn't kill it, but it kind of just gives it a bad kind of overlay. Pretend this is the game, this is before a community kind of encounters it, and then you put an overlay over it. You can see through it, but it's still there, pretty clear to see, and that's the bad community. Now there's good sides to the community, which I do appreciate, but then there's also bad. Good side, scary, I guess, fan art. There's Nate Wants to Battle and The Living Tombstone. I think they're both like the best. They actually make decent music for something like Five Nights at Freddy's. There's scary fan art, as I've mentioned. There's, I guess, and that's about it. I mean, there's scary fan art, there's cool music, and then there's the other percentage of the community where it's just inappropriate content, bad songs, bad fan art. It's pretty much like Undertale. There's a majority of them which are young kids, and a minority of the community are actually, I guess, mature enough to build a decent side of the community. But overall, my opinion, I think Five Nights at Freddy's, the games are pretty cool. The first and second one were the only two good ones, and then Five Nights at Freddy's 3, that wasn't even Five Nights at Freddy's, that was just Five Nights at Springtraps, so that wasn't necessarily very good. And then it just kind of went downhill after the first two games. But then overall, I think the first two games are kind of cool, and the story's cool. Third one, My Little Pony. My opinion back then was, oh, it's very cute, it's so innocent. Why do us bronies get attacked for liking something so innocent? It's so cute, and everyone should be a brony. The world would be a better place. But my opinion now, it's just pretty much a huge contrast. Like, you've got my opinion 2015/14, then you've got my opinion now. Invert colors, completely contrasting opinion. I'm like an almost entirely different person when it comes to this. I hate the fact that there's older people, older men especially, that enjoy this cartoon. The show was intended for 9-year-old girls or 5-year-old girls to watch and learn from. However, for some reason, it attracted a middle-aged audience somehow, and a majority of that audience being men. Legit, a majority of the community, the My Little Pony community, are men, grown men, older than like 30 or 20, and it's incredible. It's I don't know what's so appealing about it. I mean, of course there is a lot of little girls who enjoy it, but then there's more older men who like it. Understandable if it's like a young boy, you know, but that's still something, you know. Like, you're like in I don't know, 3rd grade, and you're like,
yeah, I watched My Little Pony. I think it's kind of cute.
and you know, that's still saying something. But then there's old, middle-aged men who like it, and apparently that's reasonable, and they consider themselves bronies. Now I'm probably gonna, if this video gets enough views, I'm probably gonna get hate comments saying that, oh, stop attacking us bronies like you said, oh no, 4 years ago. You're pretty much asking to be attacked liking a kids show made for 6-year-olds. I'm not saying that you can't like it. I'm not saying don't watch it, stop watching it, you're stupid. Like, there's a lot of bronies out there that are actually, they can make good music, they can make good art, but then out of all, you're wasting your talent. The songs, you make good songs, but about My Little Pony? Now, this is coming from an ex-brony as well. Honestly, I didn't actually like the show. I didn't think the show was actually appealing at all. I just wanted to keep up with the community and all the characters and the story. I didn't actually like the show. I didn't learn anything from the show. I felt really unlikable when I was going through these 3 phases. They were simultaneous. Think of it as like a freeway. We've got Freeway, you've got My Little Pony, which came first in 2014. 2015 came Five Nights at Freddy's, and then Undertale came in 2015 as well, and then along that freeway it was simultaneous. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, you know exactly what to do. And if you did, wow, I'm surprised, because what the hell is this video? This is kind of just like a filler, you know, like an indication that hi, I'm here, I'm still alive, I'm not a dead channel. Hopefully, you know what, I'm gonna get my notebook out, I'm gonna jot down some ideas. This is not, yeah. Just Cause 3. I could make a video on Minecraft, but oh, Gmod. What else? TF2, yes. Forgot about TF2. Okay, got those 3 things down. So expect a Just Cause 3 vid, Gmod, or TF2, and TF2, because I'm gonna try to make a video on these 3 things. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh Jesus, Adam, how can you be left-handed? What the hell? Left-handed people? What the fuck? What's wrong with them? How can they write like that?